One mysterious Hall of Fame player is the reason why LeBron broke Kareem's scoring record. This guy also gave NBA players $35 billion and has changed both the NBA and the NFL forever. But no one's talking about it, and almost no kid today knows who he is. Let me tell you his wild story and why everybody should know his name. We need to start at the 1968 Olympics, where he was the youngest player to ever play for Team USA at age 19. He was only playing ball for a junior college at the time, but led Team USA to gold. A couple of years later, he wanted to turn pro, but there was one big problem. The NBA had a rule that made a player wait until 4 years after their high school class graduated before being eligible for the draft. So this mystery player went to the ABA instead, who had the same rule, but a hardship exemption. Since this player's mother was picking cotton for $2 a day to feed a family with 10 kids, the ABA allowed our man to start living his dream early and get paid to help out his family. In his 1 year there, he dominated. Just imagine LeBron in his prime going up against kids. He averaged 30 points and 19 rebounds a game, while winning Rookie of the Year and MVP in the same season. The NBA was so in awe of him, the Seattle Supersonics decided to sign him to a 6-year, $1.5 million contract. Timeout, but wait a second. The NBA still had that eligibility rule, and this guy still wasn't eligible for the NBA. So the league threatened to disallow the contract and threatened to punish the Sonics. But our mystery player fought back and sued the NBA. He took them all the way to the Supreme Court, where they reached an out-of-court settlement where he could play for the Sonics, and the NBA would revise the eligibility rules to allow high schoolers and college underclassmen to enter the NBA draft. This ruling was huge, even though the NBA revised it a bit as years went on. The basis of this rule is why LeBron was able to go to the NBA straight from high school in 2003. The NFL had a similar rule originally, where players needed to wait until 4 years after the high school graduated to go to the NFL. But in 1990, they followed the NBA's lead and revised it, except they changed it from 4 to 3. Still, it means that anyone that didn't spend 4 years in college and got to live their pro dreams early should thank this man. So who is it? Spencer Haywood, a 4-time NBA All-Star, an NBA champion, and a Hall of Famer. Spencer was kind enough to chat with us, and his story matters now more than ever.
LeBron James would not have broke Kareem's record if he didn't have the extra 4 years that I and my ruling had provided for him to play.
If Haywood never changed these old NBA rules, and LeBron had to go through 4 years of college, he'd be about 8,000 points short of Kareem's record. Kareem himself even jokingly told Haywood that LeBron wouldn't have broken the scoring record if not for Haywood's court case that allowed high schoolers to enter the draft. In fact,
the total amount of funds that I have helped create for players and revenue from this ruling is over $35 billion.
So make sure you know who this guy is. There's even a movie being made about his crazy life and the influence he's had on today's generation.
They always say, well, you know, this sounds like a Forrest Gump, but I said Forrest Gump movie and the show was fiction. This is real.
So the next time that somebody talks to you about LeBron breaking the scoring record, make sure you bring up Spencer Haywood and his incredible impact on the game today.